I'm Heather.
I'm Nate.
And this is Lacey.
We're going to the Flamingo Bird and Fish Wildlife Habitat in Las Vegas.
Lacey's not a fan of Las Vegas. She opted to stay at Grandma's.
We were staying at the Link Hotel, and so we decided to wander next door to the Flamingo Casino.
We were so surprised to find they had this peaceful 4-acre bird and fish wildlife habitat sitting in the middle of all this craziness that is Las Vegas.
With large streams and waterfalls everywhere, we felt like we'd been transported from the desert to the jungle.
The habitat is home to multiple species, and they had signs that would tell you all about them, like the mandarin duck that's native to China and Japan, and it's known as the most beautiful duck in the world. We'll see if we can spot one. It's home to lots of exotic waterfowl. You'll even find some local songbirds.
Even with all the different birds, we were still distracted by the beautiful fish. We figured we better check them out before the pelican Bugsy did.
Doesn't have teeth or anything else like that, so that's what he uses to catch those fish. Come on, Bugs. Good boy. You want to try another fish? Yes. Okay. Excellent. So he's a tried and true pescatarian. Bugsy only eats fish. That is what's on the menu every single day. He is eating smelt right now. He also likes herring, capelin, anchovies, sardines. The fattier, the better. That's what he likes, right? Unfortunately, he can't have fatty fish every day because he no longer flies. So, got to get in that exercise as well. So Bugsy's lived here for 8 years. We don't know his exact age being a rescue bird, but we can estimate. When he came here, he looked just like this. He had his adult feathers. So that means he was at least 3 years old. So we estimate Bugsy to be anywhere between 11 and 16 years of age. And pelicans can live well into their 30s. So we hope to have Bugsy for many more years to come, especially with a female on the way, right? Give him a little bit more excitement than he's at the moment. Good boy, Bugs. So he's got the special feeding routine being hand-fed.
But the flamingos get fed.
Hours of the day. So they have to have food during those off hours. So that's what's in those canisters over there. It is shelf-safe, so that's what's out here for them. So a lot like our duck kibble that I'm throwing out to these guys at the moment. Every morning they get enrichment breakfast, and that's like food they would have in the wild. So those are items like krill, crustaceans, plankton, algae, diatoms, bacteria. Those are all examples of microscopic organisms that contain pigments. And that's the key word for flamingos, right? These are not pink birds. They are white. All species of flamingos are naturally white birds. They only get the beautiful color from the food that they eat. So we give that to them every day.
Oh, that's cool. Pink flamingos aren't really pink. They just get their color from the food they eat. It makes them beautiful and sure fun to watch. After admiring the flamingos, it was time to meander through the grounds to see what else we could find.
We worked hard to figure out the species of each fish and bird, even when they were trying to hide from us on the other side of the pond or underneath a waterfall.
It was so peaceful in here. You just wanted to sit and watch the wildlife all day.
With koi, bass, catfish, and sturgeon swimming around in these waters, you never knew which fish was going to catch your eye next.
We perused the signs, trying to see if we could find the fish that they were talking about.
All right, I'm sorry I didn't mention the carp.
And I'm still not sure if I was really looking at a mandarin duck.
Mandarins meandering?
But that sure looks like an albino channel catfish.
And what appeared to be a red-crested pockard as we decoded the ducks.
And I don't think that's a wood duck. Maybe that's a mandarin duck.
It's meandering, but I don't think that's a mandarin.
Either way, it was still fun to watch them all. It didn't matter if we knew what kind they were. Oh, and this was fun. I saw this bird trying to catch a little food. I thought this was a pretty smooth move. And then I found myself fascinated just watching this bird eat his dinner.
After eating his dinner in one big bite, he was ready to get some water to wash it down with.
And it looks like this guy's gonna eat his dinner right over the fish.
If you don't eat fast, you know somebody else will come along and eat your food for you.
We made our way along the brick path to go check out all the waterfalls. It really felt like a tropical forest in here.
The koi were collecting, so it must have been dinner time for everybody in this jungle.
I just had so much fun watching all the ducks interact. And I was watching these two chase each other around when they went by the bright pink light in the water. I was so curious what that was. If anyone knows what that is, let me know in the comments below.
The ducks looked pretty curious too, or else they were trying to distract us.
All the species seem to get along, and even if they didn't, they seem to work it out amongst themselves.
I guess that's one way to get your point across. I wonder if he was a little late on his bill.
Oh, and then we got to see the turtle. But not for very long, because it was back to watching the fish and the ducks. I was so fascinated by them.
The ducks were taking a dip after a delicious dinner, and next thing you know, they were heading home for a nap.
After watching the birds all afternoon, it was time to get back to our Vegas tour. We made our way out, taking one last look at the beautiful grounds. It really is amazing, all this natural beauty in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip. We said our goodbyes and headed back into the casino.
Thanks for going with us to the Flamingo Bird and Fish Wildlife Habitat.